Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ritika Mani, Assistant Professor at Dolphin Institute of Biomedical and Natural Sciences from the Department of Physiotherapy. Our today's topic is about spina bifida. Let us discuss about it. Spina bifida. It is a malformation of the spine in which the posterior portion of the lamina of the vertebra fail to close with or without the defective development of the spinal cord. It is a condition where the bones in the vertebral column do not fully cover the spinal cord, leaving it exposed. Symptoms range from the mild to severe, and it can affect the physical and intellectual development of the baby, as it is mostly seen in the babies. During the first month after conception, the embryo develop and the tissue structures known as the neural tube, also called as neural tube defect, can be as open and closed. The structure gradually develop into the bone, nerve and tissue. These eventually form the nervous system of the baby. The spinal cord and the spine, a ridge of bone that protects and surround the nerves. So, what is there in the spina bifida? The neural tube and the spinal column do not develop fully. The spines do not close fully and the spinal column remain exposed along the several vertebrae. The sac form out of the fetus back as the membrane and the spinal cord push. The sac may be covered with meninges or the membrane. Now, what is the incidence of this type of condition? That is 1 or 2 per 1,000 live births. Now, this is the diagram. You can see this is the neural tube defect. This is you are able to see this is your open defect, and sac formation is there from your spinal cord. Protrusion of the meninges layer with the tissues or nerves can be seen in this. This is the open defect, as it is of two type, open and close. We will discuss it. Now, incidence. Spina bifida is one of the most common birth defect with an average worldwide incidence of 1 of 2 cases per 1,000 birth, but certain populations have significant greater risk. Myelocele, myelomeningocele. This is the most significant and common form, and this leads to the disability in most affected individual. This condition is more likely to be appear in females, and the cause for this is unknown. We don't have a perfect factor why this is happening in the females. Now, the etiological factor other, it can be of genetical factor, it can be of maternal age, because of any environmental factor, and it can be because of diet. If the subject is not taking proper diet, it can be also. The etiological factors, this can be of folic acid also. If spina bifida appears to be more likely if the mother does not have enough folic acid during the pregnancy time. Since the introduction of the folic acid recommendation in the US in 1992, the number of the birth involving neural tube defect has fallen. So this is very important for the mother at the time of the pregnancy to take the folic acid supplement. Low intake of these nutrition before the conception may increase the risk of the neural tube defects. As family history is also one of the factor, and if an infant is born with spina bifida, there is a higher chance that the further future sibling will have the same common problem. The other factors like medication, drugs like valproate used to treat epilepsy or bipolar disorders have been associated with the high risk of the babies being born with the congenital defects. This is type of congenital defect, spina bifida. This can be one of the factor if you are taking these medication at the time of the pregnancy. Diabetes, like female with diabetes is more likely to have the baby with spina bifida. That is one of the factor which cause this condition. Obese, as women, those having body index more than 30 or above has higher risk of developing this type of condition, spina bifida. These are the causes, etiological factors. Now, these are the causes which I have discussed: maternal diabetes, family history, obesity, increased body temperature from fever or external source such as the hot tubes and electrical blankets may increase the chances of developing delivery of baby with a spinal defect. Medications such as anticonvulsants, if the subject is taking, the pregnant women taking valproic acid, discussed, have increased risk of this spina bifida child, genetic basis, and folic acid deficiency, as I have discussed in the previous slide. Now, what are the classifications of the spina bifida? It can be divided as of two types: the spina bifida cystica and spina bifida occulta. Now, cystica is divided into two types: meningocele and meningomyocele. Meningomyocele, the most frequent occurring condition. Now, what is there in spina bifida occulta? This is the mildest form and may produce no neurological signs or symptoms. It is a defect which results from the failure of the formation of bony arch around the spinal cord, but spinal cord and the meninges are normal. It is not visible externally and it is asymptomatic. There may be a small birthmark, dimple, or tuft of the hair on the skin where the spinal defect is seen, mainly at the lumbar region. The person may never know they have spina bifida unless a test or the another condition reveals it by the chance. In the diagram you can see this is the spina bifida occulta having no protrusion. This is meningocele and this is meningomyocele condition. There is protrusion of the meninges layer. Now, the next defect is the spina bifida cystica, the second classification. This is a defect where there is defect in the closure of the posterior vertebral arch with protrusion of the spinal cord and meninges through the defect. So, spina bifida occulta is also called as closed neural tube defect. And what is there in spina bifida cystica? It is open neural tube defect. First one is the meningocele. It is a sac-like herniation through the bony malformation containing meninges and cerebrospinal fluid. And what is there in myelomeningocele? That is a sac-like protrusion of the spinal cord, CSF and meninges through the spinal cleft. It is mostly found in the lumbar or lumbosacral regions. Now, what is the pathophysiology of the spina bifida? As it occurs due to the defect in the orderly closure of the vertebral column and formation of the spinal cord during 4th and 6th week of gestation. During 3rd week of gestation, a depression forms in the dorsal part of the ectoderm in embryo. This depression becomes deeper and its margins close dorsally to create a neural tube, and that becomes spinal cord and brain at the time of the development. Now, exact mechanism by which the neural tube defect occurs is not certain. Why this is happening? It can be of any factor. Now, the features commonly seen in the spina bifida occulta, the clinical features. These are the features. As I have discussed, dimples seen in the skin or growth of the hair over the malformed vertebra posteriorly at the lumbar or sacral region. As the child grows, he may develop foot weakness or disturbance of the bladder and bowel continence. These are the common factors, the common symptoms which is seen during your spina bifida occulta condition. Now, what is there? Other factors, other symptoms include, as this is occulta is for Latin word means hidden. This is the mildest form, and the outer part of the vertebra is not completely closed. The splits in the vertebra are so small that the spinal cord does not protrude. Skin at the site of the lesion may be normal, or it may have some hair growth, as I have discussed. There may be a dimple, and the incidence of this is approximately 10% of the population. Very commonly seen this type of condition, rare condition, and most people are diagnosed incidentally from X-rays, or if you assess the child, you can clearly visible this type of condition. Now, the next one is the meningocele, the least common form of the spina bifida, and is the posterior meningocele, or this is also called as meningeal cyst. There is a formation of cyst in the child. In this, the vertebrae develop normally, but the meninges are forced out into the gap between the vertebra. There is the meninges layer which protrude out from the spinal cord. This is the diagram. This is clearly visibility of meninges which is going out, protruding out. This is the meningocele and this is meningomyocele. The layer of this that is the CSF fluid is going out, meninges layer, and the internal structures are also there, those which are protruding out from the vertebral regions. And this structure is clearly visible in the baby. Now, myelomeningocele, this type of the spina bifida often result into most severe complication. This is the most common condition for the infection symptom in the child. An individual with myelomeningocele, the unfused portion of the spinal column allows the spinal cord to protrude out through an opening, and the meningeal membrane covers the spinal cord from the sac, encloses the spinal elements. Spina bifida with the myelocystis is the most severe form of the myelomeningocele. In this type, the involved area of the represented by a flattened plate-like mass of the nervous tissue with no overlying membrane. Now, the exposure of these nerves and tissue make the baby more prone to life-threatening condition, infection, and the complication. The main complications are seen in this type of condition. If the baby is having myelomeningocele, then she will suffer from the most defected complications of infections and meningitis or CSF also, hydrocephalus condition also. The protrude portion of the spinal cord and the nerves that originate at the level of the cord are damaged or not properly developed. As the result, there is usually some degree of paralysis and loss of sensation below the level of the spinal cord defect. So, in this condition, the child can have the paralysis of both the limbs. This is also the complication which is seen in this condition. There is now what are the physical signs, the clinical manifestations in this condition, spina bifida. First one is the orthopedic abnormalities, club foot and hip dislocation is seen in the child having spina bifida. Now, other can be bladder and bowel control problem, including incontinence, urinary tract infections and poor renal function problem. Renal defect is seen. Now, pressure sores can develop and skin irritations seen in the child having spina bifida. Abnormal eye movements. 68% of the child with spina bifida have an allergy to latex. Paralysis of lower limb. Most people with this condition have some degree of paralysis in their legs. Leg brace or walking sticks can help a person with partial paralysis to be mobile. We use in the physiotherapy department. Now, other can be scoliosis, back pain, partial or complete lack of the sensation is seen around the area of defect. In the lower limb also, there may be coordination problem is seen. Now, other symptoms, weakness of the hip, leg, feet of the newborn. Other symptoms may include hair at the back of the pelvis called sacral area. Now, dimpling of the sacral area is seen. Difficulty in swallowing, which can lead to choking, hoarseness, breath holding and problem related to breathing during sleep. Below average intelligence is seen in the child having this type of conditions. Other can be the learning defects is seen, learning in problem with learning, focusing, solving problem, right? Specific area of difficulty, executive functions are difficult, cognitive problems are seen, problem in planning, organizing, initiation, working memory, abstracting and visual planning may also be impaired. Children with spina bifida and shunted hydrocephalus have high rate of ADHD. Reading problems are seen. Now, other problems can be bowel and bladder difficulties I have discussed. Problem like depression may also be developed. Skin damage can be occur if the person lacks sensation in the leg. They may be injure or burn themselves without realizing. Now, academic skills. As individual with spina bifida may struggle academically, especially in the subject because intellectual problems are seen in the subjects. If the child's age increases, problem in mathematics, reading. 60% of the child with spina bifida is diagnosed with a learning disability. Now, the diagnostic criteria evaluation for the spina bifida is pregnancy screening, as the neural tube defect can usually be detected during your pregnancy test, as so the AFP test is used for the detailed fetal ultrasound. This is a test that assesses for the alpha fetoprotein AFP, a protein that the fetus produces. AFP does not usually enter the mother's bloodstream. If it does, it usually means the fetus has abnormally high levels and probably a neural tube defect. This could indicate the anencephaly, an incomplete skull and underdeveloped brain, or spina bifida. Sometimes AFM level are normal, but the fetus has spina bifida. AFM level may also be high if there is more than one fetus or if there has been a miscalculation of the gestation age. Now, increased level of maternal serum alpha fetoprotein MSAFP should be followed by two tests: an ultrasound of the fetal spine and the amniocentesis of the amniotic fluid to test for the alpha fetoprotein and acetylcholinesterase raise. That is the test used for the diagnosis of the spina bifida. Now, other tests which can be done for this are like ultrasound. If the ultrasound scan is normal but AFP levels are high, the doctor may be recommend amniocentesis. A sample of fluid is removed from the amniotic sac and tested for AFP level. If the fetus has a neural tube defect, there will be the high level of AFP in the amniotic fluid that surrounds them. Other tests: fetal MRI and sac may be seen on the back of the baby. CT scan and MRI of the spinal cord and the brain are very important for the diagnosis. Now, prevention. The dietary supplementation with folic acid, which I have discussed, this can be the factor. If there is deficiency of folic acid which can cause this type of condition, has been shown to be helpful. Supplementation of folic acid very important, helpful in reducing the incidence of the spina bifida. Sources of folic acid include whole grain, fortified breakfast cereals, dried beans, leaf vegetables and fruits. It is recommended that any woman considering becoming pregnant takes 0.5 mg of folic acid a day. Pregnant woman needs 1 mg per day. This is the diet supplementation for any pregnant woman as a safety purpose for just to decrease the incidence of this spina bifida. Now, treatment. There is no cure for nerve damage as caused by the spina bifida. The spinal cord and its nerve root are put back inside the spine and covered by the meninges. So there can be surgically you can treat the subject if the patient is having spina bifida defect. In addition, a shunt may be surgically installed to provide a continuous drain for the excess of the cerebrospinal fluid produced in the brain, as happens with the hydrocephalus. If condition hydrocephalus happens, then we use this type of treatment of shunting, which is used in the hydrocephalus condition. Now, there can be surgery for bowel incontinence also. In addition, a shunt most commonly drain into the chest wall, as we all know that. Colostomy or ileostomy is used when there is suction of colon is removed of the child. Child with spina bifida need to help with a number of the specialists, including a pediatrician, a neurosurgeon, a urologist and a orthopedist. These all are very helpful. Enema is given at the time, which is very helpful. Dietary supplementation as to prevent constipation, diarrhea in the subject. And now, prognosis. As myelomeningocele can usually be surgically corrected. With treatment, length of the time is not affected, but quality is improved. We can only improve the quality of the child by giving the treatment surgically, or if we are giving medical treatment also. Now, what are the complications which are mainly seen if the patient is having spina bifida? Frequent urinary tract infection is seen in the child after spina bifida defect. Now, other can be hydrocephalus, as this is because of there is defect in the passage of CSF fluid. So, during hydrocephalus, as the normal buildup of the fluid that surrounds the brain, most of the people with myelomeningocele have this type of condition, which is not seen in other type of the spina bifida. As buildup can put damaging of the pressure on the brain, and hydrocephalus is most commonly treated by surgically implanting a shunt, as I have discussed, for the drainage. Now, next can be there is loss of bladder and bowel control, affect most individual with myelomeningocele and closed neural tube defects. Nerves at the very bottom of the spine controls the bowel and bladder function and don't usually work properly in the people with these type of the spina bifida. Most people with myelomeningocele and some type of the closed neural tube defects need a regime for that other assistance to drain their bladder periodically or to have the regularly scheduled bowel and bladder movements. Now, other complications include as meningitis, infection in the brain. It can sometimes be associated with shunts. Meningitis may cause brain injury and can have it. It is very life-threatening condition. Permanent weakness or paralysis of the legs, which is most commonly seen in the child, which mostly occur with closed neural tube defects and myelomeningocele both. People with these conditions typically have some degree of leg and core muscle weakness and loss of the feeling in the groin and feet or leg. Sensation can be more significant on one side of the body, typically the lower in the spine, where the condition occur result into less weakness and loss of the feeling. The strength and feeling do not improve with age due to the nerve damage. People with these type of the spina bifida may lose strength and sensation as they grow. Mobility can become more difficult with age. So for all these we use physiotherapy treatment, as these can be treated by the physiotherapy assistant. Now, next complication. Other complications include difficult delivery with problems resulting from a traumatic birth, including cerebral palsy and decreased oxygen to the brain. Frequent urination tract infection discussed. Hydrocephalus. These are the all I have discussed in the previous slide also. T-third cord syndrome is also seen, which can be occur with all the forms of spinal cord, although it is very rare in the individual with spina bifida occulta. Usually the spinal cord and the nerves float freely. A T-third cord means that there is some type of the tissue attachment to and pulling the cord down. This can damage the nerve and decrease feeling and strength, and as well as problem with the bowel and bladder conditions. Learning disabilities, as I have discussed. Other complications also seen, which all we have discussed. So that's all about the condition spina bifida. Next we will discuss in the next video about the spina bifida. Now, thank you so much.